Hey, this is New Generation Media. I'm EJ, and this is Shamari here, and we just got out of the New York Comic Con panel for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
What's up, guys? I'm EJ, and this is Kendall here, and we're in Las Vegas for the NBA Summer League.
I'm here with Coach Mick Cronin of the Cincinnati Bearcats. Now, last year was really a banner year for you guys during the regular season. You're picked to finish second this year. Do you guys feel a little disrespected not being the number one team here?
Hey guys, I'm EJ, this is Kendall here, and today we're going to get a head start on the conversation regarding next year's NBA draft by talking about two of the top prospects in that upcoming draft.
We're at New York Comic Con where we're talking to people, and right now, we want to talk to some of these people and see what kind of costumes they have.
What is up, people, and thank you so much for listening to this episode of the New Generation Hero Talk Podcast. I'm your host, EJ Stewart. If you're watching us on YouTube, this is our second edition of our podcast on the New Generation Podcast Network that we're posting our first segment onto our YouTube channel, New Generation Media. So welcome to the YouTube people.
I'm here with Supergirl. Now, I got to ask you, what made you choose this costume?
I read a lot of Supergirl comics, mostly Supergirl comics, so she's blonde, she's short, she's smaller than most other superheroes, I guess. So okay. I love Supergirl.
Look, I love Doncic. I think he's an incredible player. I think he's a great prospect, and I think he has star potential. The thing that will worry me about Doncic is the fact that when I look at a player and I say, okay, I want this guy to be my franchise guy, I want to be able to point to one thing that he does elite. And when I look at Luka Doncic, as nice as he is, I don't know if he does anything elite. I feel like when it comes to Young, I know he's an elite shooter. I know he's an elite ball handler. So I feel like I take two things and I say, okay, regardless, let's say if he can't be the driver that he is in college, well, I know he can shoot. I know when he comes in the eBay, he's going to make shots.
Look, we got to keep it 100. I mean, RJ Barrett, I was happy the Knicks drafted him. I thought that he was definitely picked at 3. He's had a miserable summer league. The first 2 games were about as bad as they could possibly have been. So, obviously, there become a question mark of, is this a sign of what's to come, which is kind of crazy when you're talking about NBA Summer League.
Yeah.
But in the game against Toronto, while the whole team looked a mess, he was the most confident guy out there.
To be honest, I have no beef with really how Marvin Bagley has played this year. In fact, I think similar to Trae Young, he really has played better and better as the year has gone on. We know he can do as a rebounder. We know he could do as a rim runner finisher. And his game is translated quite nicely in the NBA.
Yeah, being in that panel to me felt like being we were in Madison Square Garden for the panel, the first year doing Madison Square Garden panels. I thought I was at a Knicks game. The way they were cheering, the way everyone was excited. It was unlike any other panel I've seen. There was a lot of weird jokes happening. We got to see some funny stuff. It just seems like that cast really has a great hold of each other. And they seem to have really great rapport with not only themselves, but with their fans. Now I'm here with 2 champions. We got the phenomenal AJ Styles, and we got Alexa Bliss. Now I'm curious, what made you guys choose your costumes?
I've been following AJ's career for almost 20 years now, so really he was the phenomenal choice.
I like the phenomenal word choice right there.
Batman should have enough problems of his own being in this movie in Gotham City. Whoever his villain is, that's going to give his hand should be plenty full. Gotham is a terribly tough city to keep under wraps. Why would I need to see random references to the Flash?
Yeah, I don't.
Random references to Wonder Woman. It seems it's out of place. I don't want to see. I don't want to see. Mark Zuckerberg / Lex Luthor playing basketball.
I agree with that.
And shooting half-court shots at the next Gotham Knights basketball game or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't need to see any of that.
Yeah,
That's
I agree.
a complete distraction. That's a complete waste of time.
When Madison Square Garden announced they would be putting their 23-year run as a host of the city's public high school basketball championships on hiatus, many basketball fans around the city were worried about the future whereabouts of the game. Cardozo High School's legendary basketball coach Ron Niclario said he was concerned a smaller venue would cheapen the status of the event.
I was disappointed because the PSL, the biggest athletic high school organization in the world, with the most student athletes, at such a high level, having it at Madison Square Garden, not to have it there and have to go somewhere else was really, really devastating.
However, after nearly a month of speculation, the Barclays Center stepped up to the plate and announced they had reached an agreement to host this year's championship for the very first time, leaving many relieved that the city's high school players would not be shut out of playing at an NBA arena. The boys' game would provide one of the most nail-biting finishes in championship history. In front of a raucous crowd, the boys' final was a physical battle with multiple lead changes down the stretch. Cardozo would need 21 points from Francisco Williams and 2 late free throws from sophomore point guard Ray Salin with just 2 seconds left to clinch the title.
I was nervous too, but I've been in those situations before, but it's just that the situations that were before weren't as big as this one.
After the game, Niclario was overcome with emotion as he embraced his players. After waiting a long 15 years to win another title, Niclario admitted that he wasn't sure if his team could pull it off and was still in disbelief that they won.
Incredible. It is the most incredible thing. It's like I'm basically on cloud 9 now, and I know it's going to hit me that we really did win the city championship. I mean, right now, am I dreaming it? You know, is it late at night? Did I have too much to drink? The whole bit? But we did it.
This year's PSAL basketball championships here at the Barclays created a whole new excitement unlike any other year. At the Barclays Center, I'm E.J. Stewart.
Continues to tee up. Combinations, uppercuts. Look at the handstand, and down goes.
Imagine stepping into a steel cage against another human being who's only got 3 things in mind: knock you out cold, choke you out, or make you submit. But this man says being in an octagon is when he's most at peace.
Like I said, it's my zen. You know, good day, shitty day, you know, whatever. I come here, I get on a mat. It's, you know, everything stops, time stops. I am where I want to be.
This is Tony Popola, a proud native New Yorker with dreams of someday making it as a professional mixed martial artist. Mixed martial arts, or MMA, is one of the fastest growing sports in the United States. It's a combat sport that combines the techniques of grappling and striking in 3 to 5 round fights. After winning his first 2 MMA fights, Popola is looking for more.
I want to keep going. I want to win belts. I want to be the best I can be. I got big dreams like everybody that's hungry has. And, you know, I'm not going to let anything stop me. I'm just going to keep going until I'm dead.
While there are lots of gyms where Tony can work out and even fight as an amateur, professional MMA competitions have been outlawed in New York State for the past 17 years. Former Governor George Pataki called the sport barbaric and condemned its no-holds-barred regulations. Mixed martial arts has become one of the most popular professional sports in the country, but the New York ban makes it hard for New York fighters like Popola to get a fight near home and hard for fans to get an up-close taste of the action.
Traveling sucks out of New York. They can pay for gas, and the toll roads in Jersey if you go to Atlantic City, and you're talking about an hours and way drive.
Proponents for overturning the New York State ban say that stricter regulations have made MMA safer and more socially acceptable. 47 states have legalized MMA, but state lawmakers continue to cite safety concerns as a reason for upholding the ban. Staunch MMA opponent and state senator Liz Kruger maintained at a recent Senate debate that she is concerned for the kids.
Children watch violence every day on TV. They can see the violence. Just don't believe that this state at this time should legalize this sport, which by definition gives a good housekeeping seal of approval.
Oh, big uppercut! He's down! He's down! Rashad!
Kruger says significant changes would have to be made before she ever signed on to a bill that would legalize mixed martial arts in New York State.
Where medical research is showing that fighters in the sport stand an incredibly high chance of suffering brain damage. I believe as government we have an obligation to try to protect people from harm.
Politics aside, Popola says he just hopes lawmakers keep an open mind before condemning mixed martial arts.
I think, like anything else, ignorance fucks everything up. People shouldn't speak upon things with secondary knowledge. You know, they should really look into things themselves and figure out what things are really about.
In New York, I'm E.J. Stewart.